You're about to be rich. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Riches aren't just about dollars in the bank or cars in the driveway. No, it's about a mindset, a vision, and a commitment to turn your dreams into reality. You see, being rich starts long before anyone else notices. It begins in the way you think, the way you act, and the way you speak life into your goals. True richness begins from within. It's not something you find in a paycheck, a promotion, or a possession, but in the quiet and steady belief that you are enough. It's in the gratitude for what you already have, the humility to embrace what you lack, and the confidence to believe in what's possible. Wealth is a reflection of the stories we tell ourselves and the power we give to those stories. It's shaped by how we see the world, how we treat others, and how we navigate the space between where we are and where we want to be. The foundation of being rich isn't laid with bricks of material gain. It's built with layers of self-awareness, courage, and the kind of hope that refuses to be extinguished no matter the challenges. When you wake up in the morning and choose to see possibilities instead of problems, you're already stepping into a life of wealth. That choice to focus on abundance, even in the smallest of ways, rewires your mind to notice opportunities instead of obstacles. You might look at a situation and think, I don't have enough, but richness begins when you shift your perspective to ask, what can I do with what I have? It's not about waiting for life to hand you something extraordinary. It's about recognizing that the extraordinary can often be found in the ordinary. The way you frame your experiences, how you respond to setbacks, and the energy you bring into every moment. These are the markers of wealth long before success shows up in ways the world can measure. There's power in gratitude. When you stop and truly appreciate what you have, it creates a ripple effect in your life. Gratitude is not passive, it's a practice that shapes your outlook and the way you show up for the world. It reminds you that even in times of lack, there's always something to hold on to, some glimmer of light to guide your way forward. Gratitude shifts your energy and teaches you to look for the lesson in every challenge. It doesn't mean you settle for less or stop striving for more, but it grounds you in the present moment and gives you a solid foundation from which to build. Gratitude doesn't diminish your ambition, it strengthens your resolve by keeping you connected to what truly matters. The mind plays an integral role in creating wealth. The way you think about yourself, the way you think about money, and the way you think about the world all contribute to the reality you experience. If you believe that success is reserved for others or that abundance is out of your reach, you've already limited what's possible. But when you cultivate a mindset of possibility, when you choose to see the world as a place full of potential instead of limitation, you open doors that would otherwise remain closed. Your thoughts have the power to shape your reality. The stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you can achieve are some of the most important factors in determining whether you'll find true richness. Inner wealth is also about the way you connect with others. Relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual care are worth more than any material possession. The people who lift you up, challenge you to grow, and remind you of your value, these connections form a wealth that can't be taken away. Being rich isn't just about what you have. It's about the impact you make and the way you show up for the people around you. It's about the legacy you're building, not just in terms of accomplishments, but in how you've made others feel and how you've inspired them to reach for more in their own lives. Self-awareness is one of the greatest tools for creating inner wealth. When you take the time to understand who you are, what drives you, and what holds you back, you gain the ability to make decisions that align with your values and your goals. You stop chasing what looks good on the outside and start pursuing what feels right on the inside. Richness comes when you live in alignment with your truth, when you trust yourself enough to follow the path that's uniquely yours. It's not about trying to be someone you're not, it's about becoming more of who you already are. When you live authentically, you attract the kind of opportunities, people, and resources that resonate with your purpose. Richness also requires courage. It takes courage to believe in yourself when the odds are against you. It takes courage to pursue your dreams when others tell you to settle. It takes courage to invest in yourself, your growth, and your potential, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Courage isn't about the absence of fear, it's about moving forward in spite of it. It's about trusting that even if you stumble, even if you fail, you're still moving closer to the person you're meant to become. That kind of courage creates a resilience that is priceless, a strength that no external circumstance can take away. Inner wealth comes from recognizing that your worth isn't tied to your achievements, your bank balance, or anyone else's opinion of you. It's rooted in the knowledge that you are inherently valuable, that you have something unique to offer the world, and that your contribution matters. The journey toward wealth and abundance is not just about reaching the finish line, it's about embracing every step along the way. It's easy to focus only on the destination, that shining point in the distance where everything finally feels like it's coming together. But the truth is, the path itself holds the most value. Each twist, turn, and detour carries a lesson, an opportunity, or a challenge that shapes you into the person capable of holding the success you're working so hard to achieve. Growth is never linear, and the journey is often messy, unpredictable, and sometimes frustrating. But it's in the uncertainty, in the moments when you're forced to dig deep and find your resilience, that you begin to build the foundation for a life that's not only rich in results, but also in meaning. The journey tests your patience and your commitment. It asks you to keep going even when the path is unclear. There will be days when it feels like you're stuck in the same place, repeating the same efforts without seeing results. But those moments are not wasted. They are seasons of preparation, building the strength and endurance you'll need for the challenges ahead. Every step you take, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, is part of a larger process of transformation. The journey demands that you trust the process, even when the outcome is still out of sight. It requires faith not just in the possibility of your goals, but in your ability to see them through. Each step of the journey teaches you something new about yourself. It reveals your strengths and your weaknesses. It challenges the stories you've told yourself about what you can and cannot do. The lessons are not always comfortable, but they are always necessary. The setbacks you face along the way are not signs of failure, but opportunities to reassess, recalibrate, and recommit. They remind you that success is not about avoiding obstacles, but about learning how to navigate them. The journey transforms you little by little into the person who is ready to handle the wealth and abundance you are seeking. It's not just about what you achieve, but about who you become in the process. The beauty of the journey lies in its unpredictability. No matter how carefully you plan, life has a way of surprising you. Sometimes those surprises come in the form of unexpected opportunities that push you further than you thought possible. Other times they come as setbacks that force you to pause, reflect, and find a new way forward. The unexpected twists and turns keep you humble, reminding you that you are not in control of everything. But they also keep you engaged, teaching you to adapt and to find joy in the process. The richness of the journey is found in those moments of discovery, when you realize that what you've gained along the way is far more valuable than the destination itself. Embracing the journey means accepting that success takes time. It's not an overnight process. The culture of instant gratification can make it tempting to look for shortcuts or quick fixes, but true wealth is not built on shaky foundations. It's built slowly, deliberately, and with care. The journey gives you the time you need to develop the skills, knowledge, and character that will sustain your success. It teaches you to value the effort, to find pride in the work itself, and to celebrate the progress you've made, no matter how small. The journey reminds you that every big achievement is made up of countless small steps, each one significant in its own way. Along the journey, you also learn to appreciate the people who walk alongside you. Success is rarely a solitary pursuit. The relationships you build along the way, whether they're with mentors, friends, or colleagues, are an essential part of the experience. These connections provide support, encouragement, and perspective when the road gets tough. They remind you that while the journey is deeply personal, it is also enriched by the shared experiences of those who understand what it means to strive for something greater. The people you meet along the way often leave a lasting impact, shaping your perspective and contributing to your growth in ways you may not realize at the time. The journey requires a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of focusing solely on what you don't have or what you've yet to achieve, it challenges you to look for the opportunities in every situation. It invites you to ask questions, to take risks, and to see every moment as a chance to learn something new. The journey rewards those who approach it with a sense of wonder, who are willing to explore the unknown, and who find joy in the process of becoming. It's not about chasing perfection, but about embracing progress, however imperfect it may be. Every step forward on the journey brings you closer to your goals, but it also brings you closer to yourself. It's in the quiet moments, the struggles, and the triumphs that you begin to understand what truly matters. The journey teaches you to be present, to find meaning in the here and now, and to trust that every experience, no matter how small, is contributing to a greater story. It's a path of discovery, resilience, and growth that ultimately leads to a life rich, not just in achievements, but in purpose, fulfillment, and connection. The power of taking responsibility for your own life is transformative. It's about owning your choices, your actions, and your outcomes, rather than deflecting blame or relying on circumstances to dictate your future. Responsibility is the catalyst for change. It shifts you from a mindset of victimhood to one of empowerment. When you take responsibility, you take control of your life. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you and start recognizing that you have the power to create the life you want. It's the recognition that no matter what happens, you are the one who determines how you respond, how you grow, and ultimately how you succeed. Taking responsibility is about being honest with yourself. It requires self-awareness and the courage to look at your life and acknowledge both your strengths and your weaknesses. It means facing the areas where you've fallen short and recognizing the role you've played in your own circumstances. This isn't about self-blame or guilt. It's about being willing to confront the truth, however uncomfortable it may be, in order to move forward. Responsibility begins with a willingness to accept that your life is the result of your choices, both big and small. By taking ownership of your decisions, you empower yourself to make changes that will lead to the results you desire. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for permission or for external validation. You stop looking for someone to tell you that it's okay to pursue your dreams. Instead, you give yourself that permission. Responsibility means recognizing that the power to create your life lies within you. You're the one who decides how you show up each day, what goals you set, and how you pursue them. You don't wait for the world to give you opportunities, you create them. You take initiative and make things happen, rather than waiting for circumstances to be perfect before you act. Taking responsibility also means letting go of excuses. It's easy to make excuses when things aren't going the way we want. It's easy to blame external factors, whether it's other people's situations or even luck, for our lack of progress. But when you take responsibility, you choose to let go of excuses. You acknowledge that while you can't always control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. You choose to focus on what you can do, rather than what you can't. This shift in perspective is powerful. It opens up a world of possibility because once you stop making excuses, you begin to see that you are capable of far more than you ever realized. Responsibility also means embracing the discomfort that comes with growth. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, to avoid challenging situations that require you to stretch and evolve. But when you take responsibility for your life, you accept that growth requires discomfort. You are willing to step into situations that make you uncomfortable because you know that it's in those moments that true transformation occurs. You stop avoiding difficulty and instead lean into it, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to develop new skills, build resilience, and move closer to your goals. The act of taking responsibility is also freeing. It gives you the freedom to create the life you want, without waiting for permission or approval from others. It takes the power away from external factors and places it firmly in your hands. No longer are you at the mercy of circumstances or other people's decisions. You are the one who chooses how you live, how you work, and how you love. This freedom comes with great responsibility, but it's also incredibly empowering. You realize that no one is going to make your dreams come true for you. You are the architect of your own life, and that realization allows you to take bold steps forward. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you do everything on your own. It doesn't mean that you reject help or that you're unwilling to ask for guidance when needed. What it does mean is that you are accountable for your own journey. It means that you take the necessary steps to ensure that you are moving in the direction you want to go, even if it requires seeking help or support along the way. Responsibility is about understanding that while you can't control everything, you are in charge of your reactions, decisions, and efforts. You understand that your actions are the only things that are truly within your control, and so you take full responsibility for them. Taking responsibility also requires a deep sense of self-trust. You must trust that you have the ability to navigate the challenges that come your way. You must trust in your own strength, intelligence, and resilience. Responsibility isn't about having all the answers or being perfect. It's about trusting that, even in the face of uncertainty, you have the capacity to figure things out. This trust in yourself allows you to take risks, make decisions, and take action without constantly doubting your ability to succeed. When you trust yourself, you take ownership of your future and commit to making the best possible choices for your life. In taking responsibility, you also cultivate a sense of gratitude. When you own your life, you begin to appreciate the opportunities that come your way because you understand that your choices have led you to this point. Gratitude allows you to see the value in every experience, even the challenges. You recognize that everything is a part of your growth and that, through taking responsibility, you are able to learn and evolve. It shifts your focus from what you don't have or what you haven't achieved to what you've learned and how far you've come. Ultimately, taking responsibility for your life is about empowerment. It's about knowing that you have the ability to shape your future and create the life you desire. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's a gift. It allows you to step into your full potential, to create a life that reflects your values, your dreams, and your true self. It frees you from the constraints of external circumstances and places the power to create your reality squarely in your own hands. Taking responsibility is the key to living a life of purpose, fulfillment, and success. The ability to trust in the process of life is one of the most powerful and transformative things you can cultivate. It's a mindset that allows you to move through life with confidence, knowing that everything that happens, even the difficult moments, is part of a larger plan. Trusting the process is not about waiting for everything to fall into place perfectly. It's about believing that, no matter what happens, you are moving in the right direction. It's about surrendering the need for control and accepting that sometimes the best thing you can do is take action and trust that the universe will guide you in the right way. When you trust the process, you stop rushing. In a world that celebrates quick fixes and immediate results, trusting the process is a quiet rebellion against that narrative. It asks you to slow down, to focus on the journey rather than the destination. It reminds you that growth doesn't happen overnight, and meaningful success is not built on shortcuts. When you trust the process, you stop looking for immediate gratification and start focusing on the long-term vision. You understand that lasting success takes time, effort, and patience, and you commit to moving forward one step at a time, trusting that each action you take will bring you closer to your goals. Trusting the process means letting go of the need for perfection. So often we avoid taking action because we're afraid of making mistakes or not doing things perfectly. But the reality is that perfection is an illusion. Life doesn't work in straight lines, and success isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about learning, growing, and adapting as you go. Trusting the process allows you to embrace imperfection and recognize that every mistake, every setback, and every failure is a valuable lesson. It's through these experiences that you gain wisdom and insight, and it's through this process of trial and error that you ultimately succeed. When you trust the process, you free yourself from the pressure to be perfect and give yourself the space to learn and evolve. Trusting the process also means understanding that everything happens in its own time. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, but when you trust the process, you recognize that everything has its own pace. You understand that the timing of life is not something you can force or control, and that sometimes the best thing you can do is to wait and allow things to unfold naturally. Whether it's waiting for the right opportunity, for the right person, or for the right moment, trusting the process asks you to be patient and to trust that things will come together when the time is right. It encourages you to let go of your expectations and simply allow life to unfold as it's meant to, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. This process requires you to let go of fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to trusting the process. We fear failure, rejection, the unknown, and the discomfort that comes with stepping outside of our comfort zones. But when you trust the process, you recognize that fear is a natural part of growth. It's not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced. Fear is often a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your limits. And it's in those moments that true growth happens. Trusting the process means moving forward, despite your fears, knowing that each step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward your goals. It asks you to trust that, even in the face of fear, you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Trusting the process also means trusting yourself. It's about having the confidence to take action, even when the path isn't clear or when the outcome is uncertain. You may not always have all the answers, but when you trust yourself, you trust your ability to make the right decisions and to learn from your mistakes. Trusting yourself gives you the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to move forward even when things are unclear. It's about believing that you have everything you need within you to succeed, even if you don't have all the information right now. Trusting the process is an act of self-belief, and it's this belief that allows you to navigate uncertainty with confidence. One of the greatest gifts of trusting the process is the peace it brings. When you stop trying to control everything and allow life to unfold as it's meant to, you free yourself from stress and anxiety. You stop obsessing over what might go wrong, and instead you focus on what you can do right now. This peace comes from the realization that you are not alone in this journey. Trusting the process means knowing that there is a larger force at work, whether you call it fate, the universe, or divine timing. You begin to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect order, even when you don't understand it fully. This trust allows you to let go of the need for certainty and embrace the beauty of the unknown. Trusting the process doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to happen on their own. It means taking intentional, inspired action while surrendering to the flow of life. It's about doing your part without trying to control every aspect of the outcome. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that the results will come in their own time. This mindset shifts your focus from results to actions, from outcomes to processes, and from fear to faith. Trusting the process doesn't guarantee that things will always go as planned, but it does guarantee that you will be better prepared for whatever comes your way. It allows you to move through life with a sense of calm and assurance, knowing that everything, even the challenges, is part of the journey. When you trust the process, you open yourself up to greater possibilities. You allow life to surprise you, to lead you to places you may not have expected.